Hi friends, join me in our outdoor kitchen because today I'm smoking a brisket in our Bradley smoker. Come along with us and enjoy the fun. Let's open up this bad boy, folks, and take a look at this brisket. Oh, just look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Folks, I wish you were here, or I wish that we had smell-o-vision so you can smell the aroma that's coming off of this brisket this evening. A gorgeous, gorgeous smell. And you know what I gotta do? I gotta cut a corner off of this. I do, and I gotta give it a try. Oh my God. That is absolutely out of this world. It is absolutely gorgeous, wonderful. I don't know what other adjectives I can use. It's absolutely wonderful, magnificent. I think I'm going to have to hide that brisket away and keep it just for myself. Oh my goodness. Good day, friends. Good day, subscribers to GBL, the Old Church, 5 Acre Homestead. Gary here, and I am very, very stoked this morning. It is the day after Boxing Day, and I'm getting ready to fire up my smoker today. Today, I'm doing a brisket. It's going to take a long while, and I've got lots of chores to do, so while I do my chores, the brisket is going to do its thing in my Bradley smoker. Join us, will you? So I'm out here in my outdoor kitchen, and this is my Bradley smoker, folks. I have it all fired up here now, getting it all warmed up, getting the temperature inside the smoker up. Okay, just looking at the thermometer here now on my smoker. It is about halfway to just 100 degrees Fahrenheit, around 20-25 degrees Celsius. So it's got a ways to go. Let's talk about our biscuits. The Bradley that I have feeds one biscuit every 20 minutes. So it's going to take a few, and I've got lots of biscuits here, lots of the apple wood, the cherry wood, the mesquite, lots of biscuits that I can put into my feeder over here. I'm going to load that up now once the heat goes up, and we'll get this bad boy started. Let's have a look inside the Bradley smoker. In here, my Bradley smoker, it's a bit worn because we've done quite a bit of smoking in this Bradley smoker. We've smoked salmon, we've smoked sausages, we've smoked pork, we've did jerky, we've did trout, we've done all kinds of things in this smoker. And today, as I said, we're going to be doing a brisket. My Bradley smoker has 4 shelves, and it has a catchment down here where you put some water to add a little bit of moisture to the smoker. And all of the finished pucks go down this little track right here, and they fall into this little pan here that, as I said, also contains the water. So this is my Bradley smoker, and we are going to be firing this one up today to do a brisket. Let's take a look at our brisket, shall we? On this side of our outdoor kitchen is the various supplies that we need to do our brisket. Okay, I have some rub here. It's a True North brand that my daughter, who lives in New Brunswick, sent me. And we also have some smoked paprika and some pepper that we're going to also put on the brisket once we get the brisket prepared. I have some rubber gloves here, some tongs, a pair of forks. I have a sharp knife here and a sharpener to sharpen my knife, because we got to take a lot of the fat that's on the brisket off. The brisket right now is underneath this dome. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. There's our brisket. And we're going to be trimming a lot of the fat off of this brisket and getting it all prepared to put into our Bradley smoker, and you are welcome to join us for that. Okay, I just sharpened that knife up a little bit. Okay, so just cut off some of the fat and get some of that fat off the brisket. It's just way too much fat. Try not to get into the meat portion. I'm just going to be cutting off most of this fat here now. Got most of the fat cut off the brisket, and I'm getting ready to put it on this tin foil here. I have my smoked paprika, I have some pepper, and I have some True North rub here that I'm going to put on this brisket. Okay, and get this brisket all prepared for its time in my Bradley smoker. Okay, so I'm just going to take some of this and pour it out on the tin foil here. Now, I want to tell you what's inside this rub. It contains sugar, salt, and some other spices. It doesn't list the spices, but sugar and salt for sure. So I won't be using any salt in this process because it's listed as the second ingredient in this rub. I'm also going to add a bit of pepper. Okay, I'm not sure if there's pepper in this, but there probably is. So I'm not going to add a lot of pepper. I'm going to add some of this smoked paprika to this mix. Just add in a bit of the smoked paprika. Okay, here we go. And I'm just going to put it's a bit of a lump there, so let's get that in there. Okay, I'm just going to take this brisket now, turn it bottom up in this rub. Okay, leave it there like that. Now, I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Just going to shake some of this stuff out onto the brisket. Okay, a little bit of pepper. And I'm going to put some more of the paprika on this side. Okay, here we go. Now, I'm going to use my glove and I'm going to rub that all in to the brisket. Pat it all down. Okay, turn it over. Do the same thing on this side. Now there's lots there, so I'll make sure I pick some of it up and rub it into the brisket. Okay, leave it all there. Put some up on the sides. Let's stand this guy up so that the sides of the brisket gets done. Okay. This brisket is going to be going in the smoker now, folks. And at intervals, probably every couple of hours or so, I'm going to be checking onto it. Okay, now let's just wrap this bad boy up, shall we? Okay, bring the tin foil up over the top of it. And bring the tin foil up over the sides. There we go. Turn it around. And let's get the tin foil up. Okay, let's check the temperature now on our Bradley smoker. It's up to around 100 degrees Fahrenheit. We want to get that up to at least around 150 before we put the brisket inside. So let's prepare the Bisquette Advanced Feeder. I have it on high right here now for the temperature, but I do not have the Brisket Advanced Feeder on yet. So I'm going to put some briskets in the feeder and get it all ready. And when I get that temperature up to 150, as I said, I'm going to advance the bisquettes. Now, these biscuits that I had here, left over from the last time that I did a smoking, was apple wood. And I have the apple wood here. Here's the apple wood. Okay, biscuits are 24 in a pack. And as I said, one biscuit feeds every 20 minutes. So you need 3 per hour. So we got that full pack, plus the ones we got there. That might just do it, folks. So I'm just going to put some of these in. Just feed them down through the top and let them drop. Okay, they'll just go all the way down toward the end. This is apple wood that I'm using here now. And I'm just going to feed, I like apple wood. So we're just going to go with the apple wood. And if they turn up like that, just straighten them out with your fingers. Okay. Okay, we got a few in there. So let's feed that. Okay, now, got a few in there. I'm going to open up this pack here now and finish feeding that that feeder there with the apple wood biscuits. Came out to check on the smoker here now, and if you look closely, folks, you can see the smoke is coming up through the vent in the top of the smoker. Okay, and there's some also coming out through the side there. Okay, I don't want to fool with it too much. I want to keep my temperature up. And we got nearly 150 degrees Fahrenheit now. I want to get it up around 200 before I start. Now, it's getting a bit smoky, actually, here in our outdoor kitchen. So, I'm going to open up one of these sliding windows just a little bit to let some of the smoke out. Okay, I have my brisket here, wrapped in tin foil. Well, I just wrapped it right now because it was out here sitting, and I just didn't want to leave it uncovered, and I put the dome onto it as well. But when I go, as I said, to put it in the smoker, the first 4 or 5 hours, it's going to be in the smoker unwrapped. I'm going to make sure I got my water there for the moisture part, because as a brisket smokes inside these smokers, it tends to dry out a lot of the moisture leaves the brisket, and you're going to want to make sure you got a steady source of moisture. Some people use apple juice and other fruit juices. I have this bottle here of water in a Blackstone sprayer here, so I'm going to use that, and I'm going to make sure that my dish inside my smoker is full of water. Okay, guys, back out here now in our outdoor kitchen, checking on the temperature inside the Bradley smoker here now. It is climbing. It has climbed up now to about 190 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so it's getting up there. I would like for it to get up to around 220 and around 110 Celsius. So we're going to wait a little while longer. Let's have a little bit of patience and get that temperature up. Our brisket has been sitting over here. Just look at that. Isn't that gorgeous already? It's just absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so the brisket is doing its thing there. The rub is doing its thing. It's marinating into the meat inside the brisket. It's been sitting here now for about, maybe an hour or so while we've been waiting for the temperature to come up on the smoker. So like I said, that's a great thing. We'll get ready very, very soon. And we're going to poke this bad boy brisket in the smoker very, very soon. I don't want to open that door. I want to keep my heat in there. I want to get the temperature up, like I said. Our patience has paid off. The internal temperature inside our smoker now, inside our Bradley smoker, is around 100 degrees Celsius. As you can see, it's around 212, 215, thereabouts in terms of Fahrenheit degrees. We're going to get ready now, and we're going to put our brisket inside this smoker. Now, again, it's underneath the dome. It's been sitting inside this tin foil. We are going to take it off the tin foil, and we're going to put it in the smoker on a rack, and I'm going to do that right now. You're going to watch me do that. Hopefully not inside that smoker, and I need to fish out the tray that's in there and the rack, and I'm going to be putting the brisket on that. So I'm going to put on my thermal gloves right now. Okay, getting on my thermal gloves here now, folks. Here we go. So I'm going to reach inside our smoker. Oh, look at the smoke. Okay, I want to close that door very, very fast. I want to keep the heat in. Okay, so here's the rack that I'm going to put that brisket on. Okay, so here's our brisket. I'm going to lift it off and put it on this rack. I'm going to be putting the fat side up on this brisket. Now, there's one thing that I'm going to do, which some smokers do and some don't. I'm going to use my knife, and I'm just going to put some marks down through this. Just going to cut it with just put a couple, not very many. Like that. Okay. There we go. Now, I'm going to put that brisket inside our smoker now. Okay, I'm going to bring it over here now. And I'm going to get that ready to go in our smoker. Try to get that in there very fast. I don't want to lose too much of the... I'm going to put it on the topmost rack here. Okay, in our smoker. Now, one thing I need to do before I close that up is I want to add some water. Well, our temperature's gone down a bit, I'm sure, but we'll get the temperature back in. Okay, as you can see, all of that fussing that we did, trying to get the brisket inside the smoker, put the temperature down quite a bit. Now it's working its way back up, of course, and we want to get that back up again to that 100 degrees Celsius, 200 degrees Fahrenheit range. The temperature should be cooking around 220, 230, so let's get that up. Now, there's a saying that smokers have that goes like this: if you're looking, you're not cooking. So let's make sure that we keep this door closed. Now, we're not going to come back and check on this brisket for about 2 more hours. Our brisket is around 6 pounds, 7 pounds, and you should cook it for about 1 hour and 20 minutes per pound. So we're going to be at this brisket for about 7 or 8 hours for sure. So every couple of hours, we're going to check onto it. But in between, we are not going to be looking. We are not going to be touching it. We're going to have patience, and we're going to let the Bradley smoker do its thing, folks. I'll come back in about 2 hours, and I'll put in a temperature probe. I have a temperature probe that I can put in here. I don't need it right now for the first couple of hours, but after the first couple of hours, we're going to be using a temperature probe to probe the meat and to be checking the internal temperature from inside the house. Okay, so I have my my ThermPro remote food thermometer here. Here's the probe. I'll be poking this into the brisket, and I'll leave this up on top of the smoker, this one here. This one, I'll take this one back inside. We have this one already set to beef and to an internal temperature of 160 degrees Fahrenheit. That's what we need in order for this brisket to be fully cooked. Okay, so before I open this door now, I just want to check the temperature. Folks, it needs to get up to that 220 degrees Fahrenheit or 110 degrees Celsius, right? So we're not going to be opening this door too many times. Now, I had to open it because I want to check onto it. It's been 2 hours, and I need to put this probe in so that we can watch the temperature from inside the house. Okay, I'm going to set the probe, the external thermometer thing, up on top of this the smoker, and I'm going to fish the probe down through the vent right there. Now, when I open the door and check on the brisket, I'm only going to open it for a very short length of time, just long enough to put that probe in and close the door really, really fast again. So let's do that. Okay, open the door. Okay, there's the probe. Okay, get ready there, Gary. Looking like a nice color. Stick it in there. Okay, it's gone in there nice and deep. Okay, I'm going to close it up again. Like I said, we even lost a little bit of temperature that time. Okay, it's gone down now to around 110, 40 degrees Celsius. Okay, going to come out in a couple more hours' time and check on it again. Okay, I'm back out in our outdoor kitchen now. It's been another 2 hours since we checked the brisket. And let's check the temperature. On this temperature here, it says that the internal temperature inside the Bradley smoker is around 145 maybe degrees Fahrenheit. So let's check the ThermPro. The ThermPro says that the internal temperature inside the brisket itself is around 127. Okay, so 127 using the ThermPro, and using the thermometer, the built-in thermometer on the Bradley, it says it's around 140-ish. Okay, so let's have a check. Let's open up and have a quick look. Now I need to put on my thermal gloves. There they are there. Got my glove on. Gonna pull out just very quickly and have a quick look, and you will too. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, let's have a look at that brisket. Okay, doing quite nice here, hey? Okay, just look at that. What a beautiful, beautiful color. Now, let's check and see how our water is doing. Okay, we've got some, a little bit of water there, and some of the pucks are going off on the thing, so that's good. So, we've got a few left there. I've used all of my apple, so I've got some cherry and some mesquite. So I'll probably use a couple of cherry and a couple of the mesquite. It has now been 8 hours since we put this 6-pound brisket in the Bradley smoker. The internal temperature, according to the thermometer built in on the smoker, says that the internal temperature is 150 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, and the ThermPro says that the internal temperature is 133 degrees Fahrenheit. So there's a bit of discrepancy between the two thermostats, but that's okay. Quite a lot of smoke coming out through the seal in the door here, as you can see, and down around where the briskets are fed. Quite a lot of smoke. So we're going to check on this brisket right now, and I'm going to take it out and hopefully wrap it this time. Folks, I don't have any butcher paper that I can use to wrap this brisket, And I have some parchment paper inside, but I decided to go with some tin foil instead. So I'm going to be double wrapping this brisket in a tin foil. I got a piece laid out here now on the top of our Blackstone, so that should be okay. And I've got a second piece here for the double wrapping. So, got a pair of gloves here also. Okay, get my gloves on because I'm actually going to be handling the brisket this time. So let's get those gloves on. There we go. And I want to be able to make sure that I don't touch the meat with my hands, although my hands are clean. I'm going to put on my thermal glove too. Okay, here's my thermal glove going on just to get the tray out. Okay, so here we go. Got my thermal glove on. Let's get that brisket out of that smoker now. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we have the brisket out. Nice color. Fold the tin foil up over this brisket. And I'm going to fold in the sides there now. Okay, so I have the brisket double wrapped in the foil. Going to put it back on the tray. And I'm going to put that brisket back in the smoker for 1 more hour. Okay, let's do that. And this time I'm going to put it down on the lowest rack this time. We had it in the top one first. I'm going to put the probe back in. So I'm just going to poke a hole through the tin foil and get the probe in there. There we go. Still lots of water there. Okay, I just added a little bit more water. I put the probe in, closing the door, and I'm going to add a few more pucks. Okay, we're getting low here on the briskets, the pucks, so I'm going to add a few. I'm back in the outdoor kitchen now for the last time. It is 1 a.m. We put the brisket in the Bradley smoker at 3:30 today, so it's been in here now for 9.5 hours. We think it's done, so we're going to take this bad boy brisket out of the smoker now, and we're going to bring it inside, and we're going to let it rest. Okay, so I'm going to take the brisket out of the smoker now. Look at all the smoke, folks. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, take the probe out, and let's take the brisket out. Now, like I said, I'm gonna take the brisket just like it is right now, and I'm gonna bring that inside. We are inside now, folks. The brisket is in the tin foil that it's been sitting in for the last 9 hours or so. We put this brisket in our Bradley smoker at 3:30 roughly, 3:30 p.m. this afternoon, and it is now 1 a.m. So about 9 hours in the Bradley smoker, smoking away. Now, we're going to take it off this rack that it's sitting in, and we're going to put it onto this cutting board that's lined with some paper towel. Let's put it off the tray that it's been in, and as I said, there's some juices that come out from underneath the tin foil, even though it was in 2 layers of tin foil. Let's open up this bad boy, folks, and take a look at this brisket. Oh, just look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Folks, I wish you were here, or I wish that we had smell-o-vision so you can smell the aroma that's coming off of this brisket this evening. A gorgeous, gorgeous smell. And you know what I got to do? I got to cut a corner off of this. I do, and I got to give it a try. So, I've cut a little corner piece off, and I'm going to try that now. Corner piece of brisket that I cut off. It looks and smells delicious. I wonder, does it taste delicious? Oh my God. That is absolutely out of this world. It is absolutely gorgeous, wonderful. I don't know what other adjectives I can use. It's absolutely wonderful, magnificent. My God, is that ever good? It's so good, in fact, that I'm going to cut off another piece. Look. Oh my God. Okay, here we have another piece of the brisket that I just cut off. Oh my goodness. I think I'm going to have to hide that brisket away and keep it just for myself. Oh my goodness. I'm going to put the tin foil back over it, just like that. Okay. And I'm going to take that cutting board and I'm going to put the brisket. I've made a place in our fridge for it. So I'm going to take that cutting board now with the brisket onto it, right here. And I'm going to lay it in here. And tomorrow morning, after it's been resting for about, well, like I said, it's 1 a.m. now. And tomorrow morning, I'll get up around 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. And I'll cut that bad boy up. And if there's any left, I'll cut that bad boy up. And it'll be put into portions. And we'll add that tomorrow for sure, either as a snack food or for a meal. Good morning, friends. It is now time to carve up this brisket. Okay, all carved up. Let's take out one of these center pieces and take a look at the color of this brisket. Okay, let's zoom in here. Just look at that. Beautiful, beautiful color and beautiful texture. Okay, I'm going to put it in this container here now. All carved and ready to put in the fridge, folks. One full brisket.